everyone, welcome back to another video, and actually a very special video. It has officially been 1 year since I have started this blessing of a channel. I want to thank you all for your amazing support. God is so good, and he constantly just shows me how blessed I am, how loved I am, and it's amazing to see how he works in our lives. Anyways, I want to answer some questions. I'd actually come up with some questions that kind of linked back from like when I made my very first video about what I was into at the time. I was encouraging homemaking and where I'm at in life now, because it has been a year, and a lot of times, a year is quite some time, so there are some things that I might think differently, might have changed my thoughts on. So I just wanted to go over some of those. So the big question is, where am I at a year later? So I like to think back on the very first video I had made about my desire for homemaking, just being in the kitchen and learning all different sorts of skills, and that was what was going to be like my future videos. So what do I think about that now, and is my heart still towards homemaking? And the answer is absolutely. I love homemaking. I have learned so much actually in just 1 year. It's just a really nice journey, and I know that the hand of the Lord has been guiding me through it, and I honestly still feel that is my desire, and my goal in life is to glorify the Lord through homemaking, and maybe one day, if the Lord wills, be a wife and be a mother, and getting to use those skills where they're most important to be used. But yes, I still do desire homemaking, and that right now is where the Lord has me, and that is where I will continue to be, and unless the Lord changes my path. So another question is, what am I up to now? So actually, since I started the channel, there has been a few kinds of life changes in a way. So when I first started the channel, I still had the job with the little boys that I would watch them. I was like a part-time nanny, and that ended back in March, which was very heartbreaking to me. But then again, everything has to come to an end. That lasted 3 years and ended in March. And so now I've just been like praying and asking the Lord what he wills for me in this stage of life I'm in. And so far he just has me to continue doing what I'm doing, learning more homemaking skills, just really trying to master these skills, because we can learn them and we can do them, but it's best if we actually master them. So how have I seen myself grow in 1 year? So this is going to be for like spiritually and for just my life in general. So spiritually, I have grown so much. I feel it in a way like it was very overwhelming for since I started the channel to where I'm at now. I feel so spiritually matured, and actually like just my life in general, I feel more mature than I was last year. And just the things that I know that the Lord has been showing me through his word and in my family, and letting go of these worldly traditions and letting go of what we believe is normal is actually not God-honoring and not what's in Scripture. So yes, I have learned so much. That leads me to my question: what has been the biggest challenge in this 1 year? And I think that is having to learn to be content. It has been a huge challenge to be content, and what I mean by that is not just in like the things that I have, like tangible things, but content where I'm at in my stage of life. Something that was very wise that my mom had told me the other day as I was really struggling. She told me, she said, look at this gumball machine. It was on a book that I had that I was reading. And she said, look at this gumball machine. Look at all these gumballs. She said, this right here is your life. This is the day that you're in right now. She said it is so important to focus on the day that you're in right now versus the season, because I always focused on the season of life I'm in now, when honestly I should be focusing on the day that I'm in right now. The Lord tells us to not look to tomorrow, because you do not know what today will bring. And so I thought that was so wise, and I took that to heart, and now I'm focusing on every day and cherishing every moment of every day. So that has been also another huge blessing in my life. I'm very thankful for my mother. She is very, very wise, and she knows the scriptures very well. So yeah, that was just something that I had learned, and learning to be content in just the place that the Lord has me in. As much as I'd love to go in the future and see what I would look, where I'm at in a year or so, or what's going to be for this, bring for this next year. I don't know that. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Only God knows, and I'm actually very thankful for that. What do I hope to learn in this upcoming year? I just want to learn how to be submissive, because I know that in the future, if the Lord wills for me to get married, I'd love to learn to be submissive to my father, and if I can learn that now, it would be so much easier later in life when I do have a husband. Another thing that I'm hoping to learn more of is just how to be more content with the things that I have, especially the country where I'm from. It's a very, very much consumer-filled country. People love to hoard up things that is not needed, and it becomes very overwhelming, and for me, I used to do that a lot, and it made me very overwhelmed. A lot of times I felt like I had so much stuff that it gave me anxiety in a way. And so just learning to use the things that I have. A friend of mine was telling me how she's like, I don't want to spend money on things that I don't need. And you think about it, we don't need a lot of the stuff that we have. We just think we need it. It's actually wants. And many, many times wants are not always good. It's sort of like when we ask the Lord for something, and we keep on asking him, but he knows it's not good for us. He knows that is not the best decision for us, and so he knows what's best. And so if we would have went down that way, what trouble we would have been in. But God knows what is best for our lives, and so that's why if we ask him to direct our path, to guide us in truth, he will. And that's just something I want to work more on, is being content and where I'm at and what I'm doing and how much I consume. What are some things I would want to tell my future self? There's been so much I have actually learned this year. I think most of all is just stand firm and don't get discouraged, because our Father in heaven knows, our Father in heaven cares, and he hears us. And even when we feel like he doesn't hear us, he does. He knows what's best for us. And whether that's a year from now or whether that's 50 years from now, it's just a great reminder to know that my Father in heaven cares, he knows, and he hears us. So that is just, I think that most of all, that would be something that I would, if I had to tell my future self, is always just remain strong in the Lord and never waver, because he never fails us. So we just reminding to stay strong in Him. Oh, and another thing is keep on being unmodern in this modern world, because even as a wife and as a mother, there are still people, so many people, going to be speaking into our lives and telling us what we should and shouldn't do. And while opinions are great to an extent, we need to be discerning on what we accept. Well, most of all, let's make sure their advice lines up with Scripture. And even if it doesn't directly say it in Scripture, we all have discernment, and just ask the Lord to guide you in whatever you decide to choose. And another thing, the last thing I want to mention is my channel update. So it has been a year, so exciting, so thankful for you all. So am I going to continue making videos in the future? As long as the Lord calls me to continue, I will continue. But there is something that I must address. As you can probably tell, I have not been posting as frequently as I typically do. And that is because I have actually tried to stay away from technology more. One, because of health reasons, and two, because of time. I want to be able to spend more time with my family and spend more time away from screens. And because editing videos takes quite some time, and filming it as well, which I love doing. It's just I don't want to always be doing that. And so I'm planning to post once a week. So I'm still going to post every week, but it is going to be switching off from Bible reading videos to just a regular video. So yeah, that will be switched off just once a week. Thank you for all your kind comments and for all your support. I hope and pray that y'all will continue to join me as I continue this journey and being modern in a modern world. And if you have any questions that you may have about whether that's about scripture or homemaking or anything like that, please put it down in the comments below, and I will try to answer them as best as possible. Thank you all so much again, and I'm just so blessed by you all, and may God be with you.